I was living with 8 other girls in one house. And it all kind of came to a head because my drinking started getting really bad. I turned 21 years old at this point and could drink and get alcohol when I wanted to. And one of those things, like lucky but unlucky. I was the first one to turn 21 in the house. No, I'm sorry, I was the second, but it didn't matter. I at this point would go to the liquor store during the day and get shooters just to like drink by myself. I wouldn't do it every day, but I started experimenting, and it started to bleed into my personal life, because then we'd go out at night and nobody knows that I've been drinking. So when we started drinking, like how is Riley already blacked out? And at this point, I am like causing fights, like attacking each and every one of the girls, like just verbally, like going after all of them. It was vicious. My parents had started to get involved. They had shown up one day, like while we were all gone, trying to collect me from the house. And I was living with a childhood best friend whose parents were best friends with word was getting around that like things were not going well for me.
Yeah.
People knew that like I was a drunk. Like I overheard somebody call me a blackout. They were like, "Oh, she's a blackout." And I was like standing right there. And so I can't say that like things are great, but actually my childhood best friend that I had mentioned, who I lived with, she was like, "Let's go to the movies." I had been drinking that day by myself, and she was like, "Let's go to the movies." I'm like, "Okay, cool." We go to the movies, come back. Every single girl is sitting in the living room, and I like knew something was about to happen because like nobody was ever home at the same time. And I'm like standing there like, "What's going on?" And they were like, "You need to sit down. Like, we have to talk." Interventions are never fun in any capacity. Like whatever they're having to do with, I cannot say that I enjoyed it.
I've been there.
I am not an intervention fan, but everything happens for a reason. They're like, "We know what's been going on. We know you've been stealing money to pay for your rent. You never make rent on time. You're stealing it from your parents. You're getting blacked out drunk, screaming at us every night. You got to leave. Like, you got to get out." And that, like, I always think like these are the moments that, you know, change my life. But that moment really changed my life. That moment, like I needed that. And I thought that was my bottom. I wish that would have been just my bottom and like left it at that. But that changed the trajectory of what would be like, again, like the next few months of my life. I moved back in with my parents.